Ooh. Hello, welcome back.
And we're back.
Today, Chelsea will be doing the Sprite challenge.
No, I'm drinking my C4 non-sponsored to get me through the last 2 episodes of the night. But we're making good time because it's only 9:51.
9:52.
My phone and my computer say 9:51.
Really? Mine say 9:52. My phone says 9:51.
Your this thing says 9:50.
My computer, my laptop is in the future.
Well, we hope you're having a good week.
Yeah.
We hope something cool's happened this week, or something cool happens to you before the end of the week.
Yeah. Happy Hump Day.
I mean, you're probably listening to this on Thursday, though.
Yeah.
Happy Friday Eve.
Yeah.
I said that to a person, like I had to make a call at work to another company, you know. And she said, Happy Thursday. And I said, Happy Friday Eve. And she just died. She was like, that made my whole day. But.
Well, I guess let's get right on into it.
Yeah, because this one could also be a little long.
What are we doing today?
This week, we are covering, since this is a podcast that we do like to talk about weird things, I decided to find weird places like the weirdest places in each state. Mm-hmm. And so here is one place from half of our states. We will do a second installment of this. So this is the first 25 in alphabetical order. So if you are Alabama through... Oh, I totally didn't even give the state in this last one.
You really didn't.
I really didn't.
Whatever comes after Mississippi.
Right. Hold on, I'll tell you. Maybe.
Missouri, it's at the end.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's the last sentence.
So hang in there if you guys are trying to figure it out. But anyway. Is it at the end?
Yeah, it's the very last sentence.
Oh.
Independence,
Missouri.
Missouri.
There we go. So get excited. So let's get on into it.
In Scottsboro, Alabama, you can visit the place where all of the unclaimed luggage goes. There is a whole place called the Unclaimed Baggage Center where you can go and buy other people's unclaimed stuff. Now, if you aren't into traveling that far away to rummage through someone's used stuff, you can also shop online. They have all kinds of good things in any category you may think of. However, the story of how this came to be is quite a good one. So here's your history lesson. In 1970, a man by the name of Doyle Owens from Northeast Alabama had an idea that he put into action. He borrowed a pickup truck and got a $300 loan and drove up to Washington, D.C. There he showed up to Trailway's bus line and purchased a load of unclaimed baggage. He sold all of these items from an old rented house. From that point, he decided to get this unclaimed baggage center going, and he left his full-time insurance job. A short 8 years later, he managed to get his first airline contract with Eastern Airlines, where he was able to bring in more of the unclaimed gold that helped put food on the table for his family. Initially, he was only open on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but he soon decided that with more product, he needed to open 6 days a week. Eventually, he managed to gain relationships with all domestic airlines and cement the position of the only lost luggage store in the country. That is kind of cool. I want to go there.
It's not far from us.
No.
Okay, so this one, while not listed in the Guinness Book of World Records, Anchorage, Alaska holds what just might be the world's largest chocolate waterfall. This rig is made of copper melting pots that pour chocolate from one to another until it reaches a grand fountain that spills into a pool of heaven. This is located at the Alaska Wildberry Park store. The fountain has reached such fame that a good portion of the chocolate was a donation from some pretty big name companies. And I think I didn't see Hershey's, but I did see Nestle, I believe. It pumps more than 3,000 pounds of liquid chocolate down 20 feet of falls at all times. Sadly, visitors are not allowed to drink or purchase any of that sweet nectar from the falls, nor are you allowed to swim in it. It is truly just for looks, but never fear, they do in fact sell chocolate in the store separately. This one that you're about to read, I think is my favorite story out of the whole thing.
Okay. Dinner with a Show at Oregon Stop Pizza in Mesa, Arizona, opened in 1975, the second of its kind. William P. Brown, a real estate developer, had a vision of mixing a pizza parlor with a Wurlitzer pipe organ, and that is exactly what he did. His first location was in Phoenix, Arizona, but with its success, he decided to open the Mesa location. The organ for this location was originally from the Denver Theater in Denver, Colorado. In Denver, this thing had 15 sets of pipes, but was rebuilt and enlarged to 23 sets of pipes for its new home. In 1984, Bill Brown decided it was time for him to retire from the business. The Phoenix location was sold to a real estate developer. He sold the organ to a lovely couple in Downers Grove, Illinois, and leveled the building to make way for office buildings. The Mesa location, thankfully, was sold to a longtime employee and manager, Mike Everett, and his business partner, Brad Bishop. The two decided that improvements to the organ was to be top priority. Now, after many years of work, the Wurlitzer pipe organ housed here is the largest in the world. With the rise of popularity, they decided to move to a larger location to house not only the growth in patrons, but the ever-growing organ. This new location opened its doors on Thanksgiving weekend, 1995. Now, how big is this organ now? According to the restaurant's website, it has over 6,000 pipes. To provide enough wind to make this thing work, they use 4 huge turbine blowers. This instrument has 82 ranks, 17 tuned percussions, and more traps and effects than can be mentioned. If you are thinking of going here, be advised it looks as though they utilize communal-style tables, but the food they show looks delicious.
It was really cool looking. It's almost like a... When I see these types of tables, I think like farmhouse style, where it's like the long tables.
Like cafeteria style?
Yeah. So, I mean, you're sitting with whoever else is there, but like the food, they had pizza, they had pastas, they had desserts, they had like fried foods. It all looked so good. Are you looking at it now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to move on.
Go ahead.
All right, so picture it. You're in Little Rock, Arkansas, and you're looking for a spot for dinner. You find a place called the Flying Fish Restaurant and decide to give it a go. You walk in, and there you see them. Hundreds of Billy Bass animatronic fish on the walls.
That sounds horrific.
Though this is not the only one of its name, this Billy Bass Adoption Center claims to be the first. This Southern Cajun restaurant opened in 2002 when this novelty was still singing its way into every home, especially here in the South. Mm-hmm. Shannon Wynn, who, from what I could tell, was the owner of this place, knew that these would grow old quick, so she thought of a good idea. Let's retire them and hang them on the walls of the Flying Fish. When they opened a new location in Dallas in 2004, there were already 8 fish on the walls, batteries not included. So they take the batteries out. Now there are over 300. One of the owners told Lone Star Outdoor News that almost all of them are brought by women. Most of them ask us to please get this out of their attic or garage or house, and they tell us, if he comes looking for it, don't tell him it's here. When you bring one of these in, you're rewarded with a free catfish basket. Seems like a pretty awesome trade to me.
Yeah.
Did that food look delicious to you?
It did. It does look good. And their desserts, they've got cones, dishes, ice cream. They have ice cream. It does look really good. That sandwich looks really good. Them pickles.
I'm a pickle girly too.
Makes me want pickles. In San Francisco, California, you can visit a truly trippy labyrinth of mirrors. This disorienting dungeon of columns and mirrors is housed in a nondescript building on San Francisco's Pier 39. It is lit by blacklight and flashing neon with rave music filling the air. Once you make it through, it is advised that you go through again, only this time backwards. This is open to all ages. Per the founder, it is 1 part art, 1 part science. Even though some of you listeners may have had the thought, it is not recommended for drugs to be used before visiting.
That was my first thought. I was like,
I've been in a mirror maze and I don't particularly care for it.
I mean, with it being blacklit and all that too.
Well, plus, like, it ruins the effect because a lot of them just give you gloves to wear, and they're like those, like, cheap, shitty hair dye ones.
Oh, yeah.
So, all you hear is, like, the crinkling of that the whole time, and it ruins the effect for me.
My favorite thing is, like, in those, like, the mirror mazes at the fair, and you watch the kids run through it. It is my favorite thing to sit there and watch kids run through those things and just face plant.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot tell you, like, this last one that we had, that's the first thing that my 2 littles wanted to do was go through that little funhouse thing. And that's the first thing you have to go through. And I told Easton, I said, bro, when you go into it, 100% speed. Just go. Just go as fast as you can.
Setting him up.
Oh, he already knew. He knew. Because he had already said, I hope I don't run into one of those with my face. Okay, so this place is now closed, but I wanted to include it because I thought it was pretty cool. In Fort Collins, Colorado, the Sweatsville Zoo is no ordinary zoo. Here you will find no caged animals, only works of art. The artist, Bill Sweats. He welded more than 180 metal sculptures from scrap and old car parts and farm equipment. Sculptures range from dinosaurs to minions, like the ones in the movies.
Yeah.
It's worth a Google to take a look at what this used to be. There's some pretty awesome sculptures.
Huh. I wonder why it closed. Did he die?
It did tell me why. Hold on. The owner, he just decided to put it on the market.
Oh.
It doesn't. I feel like I read something. Oh, and be advised that there's no public restrooms there either.
Oh. Well.
So go pee before you get there.
Right. Well, you can't go anymore. Can you?
Oh, no, that's never mind. Go pee before you Google it.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and I'll read the next one. In Orange, Connecticut, you can take a self-guided tour through the Pez Visitor Center. It is over 4,000 square feet of all things Pez. You can see the most comprehensive collection of memorabilia in the world, the largest Pez dispenser, and even a Pez motorcycle built by the one and only Orange County Choppers. You can also see into the production area, play daily games, which will get you a free prize, play Pez trivia, buy all the souvenirs, check out the interactive historical timeline, and so on and so forth. There are tons of things to do here. Now, me personally, I concur. I never liked the candy, but I always wanted to buy them because of the awesome little dispensers. The candy is garbage.
Yeah. But I mean, think about it now. You'd be a lot happier taking like your daily pills out of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If they fit.
That's true.
The Discover Sea Shipwreck Museum in Fenwick Island, Delaware, was founded with the hopes to recover and preserve maritime heritage. The Shipwreck Museum opened in July of 1995 The exhibits and everything you see there is funded only by owner contributions and public donations. Exhibits are always changing as new artifacts are recovered. The collection from regional and worldwide finds is one of the largest in the mid-Atlantic. The current location is able to hold around 10,000 artifacts at all times. I read somewhere that they actually have a creepy Fiji mermaid thing. Like it looks like a mummified little mermaid.
Ripley's, believe it or not, has one, I think.
And then I just put on here. So definitely Google it.
Yeah. Another one, to the very least, give a Google, is Whimsyland in Safety Harbor, Florida. This private Florida residence is decked out in countless bottles, tile mosaics, and bowling balls. It has taken the owners more than 20 years to cover its grounds with a constant color explosion. The owners, Todd Ramquist and Kiara Linda, have not only decorated their home, but also the neighboring properties. They may have also heard of this, or you may have also heard of this being called the bowling ball house, because of the over 500 painted bowling balls in all kinds of formations around amongst the mosaic-style pathways, colorful bottle gardens, and ceramic sculptures. Even though this is a private residence, the two artists welcome visitors to come take it all in.
Google that, because it's gorgeous.
What is it? Whimsyland.
So the next one, this one actually covers a couple of states, but mainly Lookout Mountain in Georgia is one of the most amazing views that you can see.
Oh, wow.
I've personally been there.
Mm-hmm.
It houses Rock City, which is also pretty awesome. There are ancient rock formations, gardens, housing over 400 native plant species, panoramic views where you can see 7 states all at once. They have themed areas where you can immerse yourself in Fairyland Caverns, Mother Goose Village, and buy all the goodies. They always have really good candy. There's always really good fudge.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a fan of rock candy, they've always got a ton there.
It's pure sugar, but I love it.
Sure.
I love rock candy.
They also always have vintage looking toys and old school candy. Every time I've ever been, I buy Charleston shoes there because I can rarely find them anywhere here. I love them.
I don't like them things.
This is one of those places you could go multiple times a year and still be pleased, as each season brings beautiful and different views. It's honestly my personal preference is going during the fall.
Yeah.
Seeing all that fall foliage off of where you see all the 7 states.
Yeah, I feel like I've been up there when I was a little kid, coming back from...
See, when you said y'all were thinking about going to Chattanooga today,
yeah,
I thought maybe y'all were taking a day trip to do that.
No, we just wanted to go to McKay's.
Y'all should, though. I think y'all would like it.
Probably.
However, there are places, and I don't know if there's go-arounds on it. There's one place called, is it Fat Man Squeeze? Where it's 2 rocks. You're walking through, there's 2 rocks, and you're walking through between them, and then it gets really narrow in one spot.
Yeah.
I get claustrophobia every time. But it's you can see on either side, and you're not in a cave or anything. I'm sure there's probably a walk around, but it always makes me really nervous. Yeah. Also, there's a swinging bridge, but there is a walk around for that.
Good, because I don't do swinging bridges.
Neither does TJ, and the last time we went, he went the chicken shit way. Yeah. Me and one of the kids didn't. I think it was me and Maddie.
Yeah.
And I definitely swung the bridge.
No. Mm-mm. I get up on the second step of a stepladder and I start sweating. Makes me nervous. As if you needed a reason, but if you needed a reason to visit Hawaii, you could go to the I know how to say that. Wahiawa?
Sure. I was going to say Wahiawa.
Wahiawa, yeah, I could see that. Wahiawa. And see the Pineapple Garden Maze, voted as the world's largest maze. It stretches over 3 acres and includes nearly...
hold on. I don't know what I did. I'll tell you. Hold on. Hold on. I'm getting there. It is 2.5.
Okay, so 2.5 miles of paths made out of 14,000 colorful Hawaiian plants. Within this maze are 8 secret stations that take you to the mystery in the center of this maze. The maze itself is shaped like a pineapple, and being that it's located at the Dole Plantation, you can reward yourself with a fresh Dole Whip when you are done.
Have you ever had a Dole Whip?
Have not.
You don't like pineapple though, do you? You do, but you're allergic to it.
Yeah, I'm newly allergic to it.
Dole Whip is so it's kind of like a.
You can get other flavors though.
Yeah. I think they even sell them in like the freezer section at Food Line.
Maybe, I don't know.
But it's kind of like an Italian ice meets ice cream type situation.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I was so disappointed because I'd only ever heard of them being at like Disney.
Yeah.
And I did not get one while we were there. I didn't see them anywhere.
See, I feel like whenever we were at Universal, I feel like I saw a Dole Whip stand, but we were too focused on the Voodoo Donuts.
Oh.
Which were divine.
I'm sure they are. Okay, so if you're traveling down US Highway 95 at Cottonwood, Idaho, make sure that you take the time to visit the Dog Bark Park. What was once an inn to rest your head is now just a roadside attraction. Here you can see and go inside the world's biggest beagle that stands 12 feet tall and answers to the name of Toby. And I say answers very loosely because it's obviously not alive.
Right.
The originators sell their chainsaw art and in the gift shop that is beside the beagle, as well as offer for you to order it and have it shipped. And so it's like wood carving things.
Yeah.
I would be interested to know the full story on this place. However, you have to buy their souvenir book, which is called Sweet Willie, a Noble and Absurd. Yeah, there we go. Undertaking. I didn't have time to order it and have it delivered, so I could provide that info to you. So you should just go online and buy it.
And then
go to the store and buy it. And then tell us about it.
Yeah. If you were a fan of big things, then the smallest little town of Casey, Illinois, has just what you need.
Strap in.
This one town alone houses 12 of the world's largest things. The world's largest wind chime, standing 54 feet tall. I think I've seen that, like a picture of that, or a video, something. The world's largest golf tee at 30 feet tall and almost 7,000 pounds. The world's largest pitchfork, which is 60 feet long and nearly 2,000 pounds. The world's largest rocking chair at 56 feet tall and 46,200 pounds. The largest wooden shoes are 4 foot 9 inches tall and 11 foot by 5 inches long. 11 foot 5 inches long. The largest mailbox that is 5,743.41 cubic feet. The largest gavel is 16 feet 8 inches long and 5 feet tall. The largest truck key, it's a Chevy, standing 28 feet 2 inches tall and 11 feet 4 inches wide. This sounds scary if I'm being totally honest. The largest barbershop pole is 14 feet 7 inches tall and 3 feet 11 inches wide.
So, like the blue and red and white.
The largest teeter-totter is 82 feet long. That sounds
No, it looks like just a big bridge, so I don't know if it's truly functional.
The largest golf driver is 45 feet tall and 731 pounds. And lastly, the largest swizzle spoon, which is 11 feet 8.5 inches tall. Each of these have their own unique story, and the town has designated a Bible verse to each of them.
Like literally all of them on the website had a Bible verse at the bottom of the page that was related to whatever it was.
All right, then.
Okay. Where was that at? That was in Illinois. So would that still be the Bible Belt?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Anyway, There is one largest thing that Casey, Illinois does not have, and that is the world's largest ball of paint. This is located in Alexandria, Indiana. It hangs from an industrial-sized hook. It's literally just a solid mass of microscopically thin layers painted on top of each other every single day. The big ball started as a small baseball. Mike Carmichael told his son to cover a baseball in pastel blue house paint on January 1st of 1977. Now that ball is over 14 feet in circumference and weighs over 2 tons. Mike said that his original intention was to cover it with maybe 1,000 coats and then cut it in half to see what it looked like, and as each layer would be a different color. From there, he decided to keep going. He paints it every day, making sure that every little spot has been covered. And so, like, it hangs over a mirror so that he can make sure that every spot is covered.
Yeah.
What's even better is that Mike likes to share the fun. Anyone is allowed to add paint to the mix. You just have to make an appointment because Mike enjoys watching the reactions of people as they add to the ball. He said, and I didn't include this, and I'm not real sure why I didn't, but I thought it was cute. Let me find. Was it this one? Yeah. So he said, talking about people with their clothes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Some people like to wear old clothes or take off their shoes when they paint the ball. But Mike has a perfected system with a paint roller on the end of a long stick that eliminates collateral splatter. We've had people in business suits paint it, said Mike. And then Glenda, I think is his wife, said that the Anchorage boys stopped by to paint the ball, and they each wore an outfit that she guessed would exceed her clothing budget for an entire year. And then they make sure to take a picture with anyone who adds paint to the ball and have them sign a big guest book. Currently, it's on its 7th volume.
Oh, wow.
And then present the painters with a certificate that has their name, date, and the coat number that they painted. Souvenirs include, I painted the world's largest ball of paint t-shirts and multicolored chips carved from the ball resembling dazzling slices of, is it agate? Mm-hmm. But anyway, it was a pretty cool read.
In Madrid, Iowa, they have crowned the High Trestle Trail Bridge as the shining star of Iowa's trail system. It runs 25 miles through 5 towns and 4 counties. It includes the iconic half-mile, 13-story bridge across the Des Moines River Valley. With the help of grants and donations, this trail is a work of art. It is lit by colorful lights that make it sort of magical, and it's definitely worth the trip.
So it's like big squares over it that point, like, that are tilted in different directions.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going through like a tunnel of lights.
That would be kind of cool. I don't
Right.
like bridges, but that does look cool.
If you're ever traveling through the small town of Lucas, Kansas, and have to use the restroom, Bowl Plaza is the place for you. This small town is famous for its grassroots arts center and Garden of Eden. However, there was no public restroom in the past. The artists of the area decided to fix that, and they constructed a building that is shaped to resemble a toilet, but is heavily decorated with mosaic lid and all. The lid is 14 foot high and mortared. What was that supposed to be? Into the front of the giant toilet tank, which actually houses the functioning toilets. Outside of the restrooms are 2 half-circle benches that sit on either side of the art that are seated on either side of art that are made to look like swirly water. In the water, you'll find things that you may accidentally get dropped into the toilet and place, like cell phone, keys, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And placed at the edge of the water is a dog by the name of Beauregard Flushmeister, who is lapping up the water from the bowl. Inside the restrooms, mosaics cover the walls. In the men's side, you will find things like robots, cars, and donuts. In the women's, teacups, flowers, and kittens. However, it is noted that the decorations to divide the genders is just that, decorations. All visitors are welcome in both bathrooms as they are both art. I've never wanted to go pee somewhere so bad in my whole life.
Besides maybe a Buc-ee's.
Well, yeah, I've never wanted to poop so bad somewhere publicly so bad in my life. Like, that is the only place publicly that I will poop.
It's quite nice.
It is. You feel like you're alone in there.
Yeah. If dinos are your thing, Cave City, Kentucky is a good place to be. Dinosaur City is a little park that has hundreds of life-size dinosaurs. They each have a plaque that gives facts about them. There is also a playground and huge gift shop. You can mine for dinosaur teeth and bones. You can bring your own food and drinks. Chelsea took their son for his birthday. Was it for just one of his birthdays, and he loved it. Keep in mind, there are no animatronics. They are just plaster statues, but it is still pretty cool, and it was worth the couple-hour trip to go.
It was definitely not what we were expecting.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. We learned a lot about the different dinosaurs, and it showed pretty close to like real life size.
Yeah.
For most of them.
What we know of. Anyway,
right.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty, and it's just a couple hours from us, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a lover of Mardi Gras, but didn't get to make it this year? No worries. In New Orleans, there's a place called Mardi Gras World that allows you to tour where the floats are made. You will learn the history and what the true meaning of Mardi Gras is, even though I know that you already know because you listened to our Mardi Gras episode.
You heard that.
You are allowed to take pictures in front of the floats and props so that you will always be able to look back on this experience. Tours are offered 7 days a week and last about an hour. Now, the history on this place is pretty amazing, dating back all the way back to 1932. It all started with Roy Kern, who was a local artist turned painter. He worked his way through the Depression by painting names and signs on the bows of freighters and barges. He and his son Blaine built their first Mardi Gras float together on the back of a mule-drawn wagon in 1932. This float was for the crew of a surgeon in a local hospital. Blaine had offered to paint a mural in the hospital to pay off his mother's medical bills. This float turned into others, and before you knew it, they became the city's leading parade designer and builders. He worked with a lot of the most legendary crews.
I do like that you made this a big font because I can read it without my glasses on.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let's hear for you.
In Maine, the official fruit is blueberries. So it only makes sense that in Columbia Falls, Maine, there is a park dedicated to all things blueberry. Honestly, though, I'm here for it. I love a good blueberry. That we are not the same.
Okay. Well, that's my opinion.
I know.
I forget to write this like someone else is reading it.
I'm not the biggest blueberry fan. They're a bit too tart for me.
I love them.
Dale and Marie Emerson built Wild Blueberry Land in 2001. Dale worked 53 years on the only wild blueberry research farm in the U.S. at the University of Maine. And Marie, who is an award-winning chef, has taught in the Maine Community College system for 30 years. The wild blueberry is one of only 4 fruits that are native to North America. The bushes grow on a 2-year cycle and are harvested every other year. They thrive in glacial soils, which makes this area perfect for them to be plentiful. In the fall, they burn the fields to prepare for the coming year. This cleans the field of weeds and disease, but leaves the blueberry plant alone as 70% of the plant is underground. Here, you can visit their shop and buy blueberry-flavored anything, damn near...
blueberry-flavored anything, damn near it.
Okay. As well as blueberry-scented things and blueberry-themed decor. There is also an on-site museum.
In Silver Spring, Maryland, if you visit Wheaton Station, make sure you take the 3.5-minute ride on the longest escalator in the Western Hemisphere.
No, thank you.
This is also the second deepest station in the Washington Metro system. The escalator, though, is 230 feet long.
That sounds like a very long, anxiety-driven ride. I don't like escalators either. For all of you horror movie buffs, in Salem, Massachusetts, Count Orlok's Nightmare Gallery is the museum you didn't know you needed. This museum is the private collection of James Lurgio,
I guess,
and features full-size creature creations. These creations are made of resin, latex, and silicone, and many are made by artists that created the work in the movie industry. The dim light and spooky decorations help the eerie vibe. The collection includes both classic and more modern creatures and generally follows chronological order. Highlights include Vincent Price from House of Wax, Linda Blair, The Shining, Land of the Dead. There are also movie props and prop replicas. I think I've heard of that place.
I think I have too.
I think Carpetbagger has gone there a few times and filmed.
If spooky's not your thing and you prefer more of a jolly atmosphere, you should check out Bronner's Christmas Wonderland in Frankenmuth, Michigan. This place has been open since 1945 and is open 361 days a year. They boast that they have the world's largest Christmas store and a huge selection of all things Christmas. They even have their own Bronner's exclusive designs for ornaments. I cruised through the online store and was amazed because there is literally anything you can think of Christmas related.
That's crazy. If you are a fan of canned meat, Austin, Minnesota has a whole Spam museum. I personally cannot stand that nasty abomination.
Do you like Spam?
Not like to just eat, but there's like where you can fry it and make it with like sushi rice, and I haven't done that, but I'm very curious about it.
I don't do Spam.
But at either rate, it's free admission to attend, or you can take a free virtual tour. It is 14,000 square feet, featuring 9 galleries that include interactive games and photo ops. And you already know that there are restaurants that serve this nasty stuff.
Okay, so I never thought about it, but if there is one item that I wish could talk and tell me some amazing stories and give me all the best recipes that my granny made but didn't write down, it would be the apron. Aprons are such an overlooked item. I know personally that I've said in the past that I would never wear one, but in my older age, I wish I had one. Because I like to bake, and then I come out of baking looking like I've rolled around in cocaine.
Right.
Or frying bacon. I have ruined so many shirts.
Yeah.
They've been worn for centuries and can truly be an art form. In Iuka, Mississippi, and I left that lowercase on purpose because at first I thought it was an L.
Oh, I got you.
They have dedicated a whole museum that is specifically dedicated to the apron and the stories behind them. Now, normally I would say hard pass on a museum like this, but I truly think I would enjoy this one. Like,
that does sound kind of interesting.
I'm not big on museums for like dumb shit like that, like the Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum.
There's a girl I watch on TikTok that has a salt and pepper shaker collection, and somebody was like, she said somebody suggested I go to the Salt and Pepper Shaker Museum in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg, and she was like, I've been, I loved it.
Well, it's like my grandmother collected bells.
My Nana has some bells, yeah.
And I've got some of them somewhere in my house. Like, I put them away for decorating, probably for Halloween or maybe Christmas, and then I never found where I put them.
Yeah.
So, but I have a hard time keeping them out too because I'm afraid they're going to get broken. One of my favorite saucers, my child dropped it and shattered it yesterday, and I was already having a bad day, and I just didn't. It crushed my soul, but I kept it in.
Yeah. We're to the last one. In 1986, Layla Cahill, I'm going to say Cahill, stumbled upon a ton of hair-related artifacts. This sparked her idea to starting a one-of-a-kind museum. She loved the world of hair artistry, and in this museum, she created the opportunity for visitors to explore the history of the art of hair. Now, I know what you were thinking, that this means different. I know you were thinking that this means different hairstyles, but in reality, we are talking wreaths, flower bouquets, 3D art, and domes, antique jewelry, all made of hair. Chelsea said, this is so odd to me, but I think it would be a cool trip. And this is located in Independence, Missouri, if you were ever out in that direction. That was like a big thing in the Victorian era, is they would make like hair wreaths with like locks of hair from their deceased family members. And it wouldn't just be like one wreath from like one person. It would be generations woven into this hair wreath. And that's why, like, if you find them now, like, available for sale, they are so expensive.
See, it was just crazy to me. It was absolutely crazy to me. How long have we been recording?
41 minutes.
See? Yeah, that was that. That was your first installation of the first 25 states.
Yeah.
For this one, I don't have a specific nonprofit, and I know that I have plugged this before, but to me it's so important. And with this being in the month of August, it is back to school month for the majority of the children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say go and donate money to your local school for school lunches, kids that can't afford them, or donate instruments to the music departments, or, you know, money to any of the special departments.
If you went on that McKay's road trip and you've got some trade burning a hole in your pocket, get an instrument and donate it to a marching band.
Or books. Donate money to the schools for
your teacher
the
friends. Yeah, ask your teacher friends what they need.
Amazon wish lists.
Yeah.
Every teacher has them, but they can't really post them.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to, around here anyway.
Really?
I think is what I heard a while back.
Oh, wow.
But every teacher that you know needs stuff for their rooms.
Yeah.
So help them out.
Ask them what they need.
And they're going to need stuff all year long. Even if they've been in school for like a month by now.
Yeah,
they still need things.
Get them the Ticonderoga pencils.
Crayola crayons.
Yeah, don't be getting some of that Color Smart or whatever it is.
Rose
Art.
Yeah, they're not. I know that some of you are balling on a budget and have to get the cheaper things, but
even the Dollar Tree has some Crayola
right.
Almost like condoms.
They're not
crayons.
It's not worth cutting corners on the crayons, because they're going to break real easy, and then your kids are going to need new crayons in 2 weeks. But the teachers always need pencils. It's like the kids eat them. I don't know where they go. Yeah. That even in my house, they disappear, and I have no idea where they go. But they always, hand sanitizer, Clorox wipes, Kleenexes. That's a big one for those snotty-nosed kids.
Yeah.
Just donate what you can, because it's highly appreciated wherever they can get it.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's what I got.
Well,
that is what I got.
Do you guys want to follow us?
Cast that social circle.
Follow us on...
And on over... Oh, go ahead.
Instagram.
Facebook.
Twitter.
TikTok. And email us at wanderersofweird@gmail.com.
Okay, bye.
Bye.